Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here on my channel, another Bookmas video, and I have a very exciting video, at least in my opinion. If you cannot tell from what's behind me and also the title and the thumbnail of this video, I will be reorganizing my bookcases. I only have these two. I do have a bunch of books and I am so excited. I have kind of destroyed my bookcases in the last couple months and I feel like it's time to redo them. Keep with a little bit of a theme that I was doing before, but for the most part just redo it, reorganize, and then as the year goes on and I accomplish more books, maybe reorganize throughout. Not necessarily every month, but every couple months. I'm so excited to get into this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in. I do have a relative idea of how exactly I want to organize them. Here recently, I think it was like 4 months ago, I redid them. I kind of went by genre for the most part. I think I had fantasy and sci-fi on one whole shelf. Give or take, I think there was like miscellaneous, like historical fiction, memoirs mixed in on the very last shelf. But then on the other bookcase, I had my older books, my older style books, mystery thriller books, Christian books, military style books, and romance books. So I think I'm gonna kind of keep with that same concept of kind of doing it by genre. Of course, within the genre, within the shelf, we're doing it by author, by color, and by size because that's just how my brain works. But for the most part, it's gonna be by genre, and I think I have a really good basis of what I'm looking for each shelf. We'll see. It might take me a few tries to get it right. With that all being said, up here on the top, I'm gonna keep it the same that I had before. So pretty much I had all my Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys up here. Then I had my Bibles or my extra things for my Bibles, and then also I keep my physical TBR for the month or what I'm trying to tackle. In this case, it'll be a little bit of December, but more so my 10 before the end. So that will all be at the top, and that is what we're actually going to start with right now. small little break, also small little update. I really like the Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys, especially once I find what books I have left. They're somewhere in the stack. But once I find them that I wanted to read before the year ends, I'll put them up there. It'll be more even. I do like that. I like this shelf, and I think I switched it up in my mind. I feel like I've rearranged my shelves so many times that I don't even have to plan them out anymore. I just kind of know which books look good together, or in my mind look good together, and what their sizes are. When I add to my bookcases, of course that will change, but I think this shelf looks good, and I really like the spacing on this one. I think this looks really good too. I don't know if I like this. It was one of those that I think I'm gonna run out of space because I have a few different genres planned for different shelves, and I know in specific the one genre, which is romance. I don't have a lot of romance books unless you count that I have a lot from one specific author, and he's pretty much going to take up an entire shelf. It's one of those that I don't think that the romance would be good up there. I don't think it would look good because then immediately with it I would want his actual romance books all on one shelf right below it, and I don't want to switch these two. I kind of like the Harry Potters, like this one across from this one. And then the other thing that I was thinking about too is that I don't want necessarily some of those romance books be next to my Christian books, and I don't have that many Christian books, and I think my Christian books are going to go next to my military style books. And like I said, I just don't want romance next to one because some of those romances have dirty stuff in them, and I don't want them on the same shelf. I know that sounds stupid. That is exactly how my mind works, and this is why I feel like I need a little bit more space just so I can kind of put like that author. When I get to him, you'll know what author I'm talking about, but put that author, have like a half a bookcase, put them on there, put all my old books on half a bookcase, or if we move, have different bookcases around the house, I guess. But I have an idea, so maybe I'll start with that romance section slash also the author next. I will go into those two shelves because I know that's going to be two shelves, and it would be nice to get those books kind of out of the way. I would like some space in between. If I rearranged these to be in color order, I turn these sideways, but I like these sideways. Now I could shove them against here, but then these in order would be, don't think I like them together. Let's try and organize these. I always started with red. Red too. I like this. I don't think these will fit vertically anymore. I think I have too many hardcovers, especially thick hardcovers. We could display one. Put this one back here. I don't like the height though. I don't know what to do about the shelf. I really don't know what to do about the shelf. All right, real quick, I'm going to take a break from the Nicholas Sparks and romance shelf. I did end up combining them. I don't know if I like that or if I want to separate Nicholas Sparks so I can display a couple books and fill up an entire shelf. However, I'm going to do this shelf. I think this is going to be my older style books. I already know exactly how I want them because when I last rearranged my bookshelves, I ended up getting a couple extra older books and putting them on my bookshelf. So I know that this way fits and I'm not going to change it up at all, which is kind of good because I also have them in the stack of how pretty much they came off the shelf. So this one should go by pretty quickly. let's do an overview of how I design my shelves or how I laid them out. So of course, like I said, at the top, we do have my Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys. I have like 76 or so between the two series, and all like the extra books. I didn't necessarily count the big blue book on the end, but I have about 70 books up there. Then we have my Bible and my 2 books left I have to read for December, or I want to read and want to finish before 2026. Then these first 4 shelves are just my fantasy and sci-fi shelves. I really like this fantasy layout though. I wish I had more hardcovers. I love the way that hardcovers look. I also really love displaying my Kenneth Opal, my Matt Cruz trilogy, and then of course if I finish Onyx Storm next year, I will have to move some stuff around because I don't think I can fit that book up there as we're sitting right now, but that's fine. I think I really like the Adrian Young books next to Twilight. They're very cohesive in the coloring and they're also small, and I like the space in between. I really like this space up here now that I got rid of the other books and moved them to a different shelf. This shelf with my Harry Potters I like, but it's also very crowded. I like how it's like cohesive in a way, but not as cohesive as I might want it. Maybe I can change it up one day, but for right now this is how it's going to stay. And then moving to my last 6 shelves, technically we're just going to cross right off the board. These bottom 2 shelves, these are my physical TBR. There's a lot there, I think 70, around 70, and then the extra 5 are on that older shelf. Speaking of the older shelf, we do have some older books along with some childhood books down here. One day if we switch houses, I would probably put all of these and maybe also my Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys actually on shelves next to a fireplace. I feel like that would be really pretty, and I don't like a lot of my books on display for everybody who comes over to our house to see. The older style books and Nancy Drew's, I don't really have a problem with those being seen, so I think that's a good idea. Over here, I did combine my Nicholas Sparks shelf with my romance. I don't know if I completely like this layout, but I like it more than the other ones that you see me rearranging. Otherwise, I would have just had all my hardcovers displaying, I think, See Me, probably The Longest Ride, and then also in the paperback, I would have displayed The Guardian. That would have been on an entire shelf. I did hide Dear John behind there because I just don't like that copy, but I do want that book because I had read it once upon a time, but then I got rid of it. I have this copy now. So I'd like to get a full-size copy, preferably a hardcover. I think because I'm now teetering on more having hardcovers than paperbacks, I think I want to switch out the rest of these paperbacks for hardcovers. Then of course, because I like my Emily Henry books stacked up like that, I do have those books there, and then random miscellaneous romance books. Of course, if I do finish any Lucy Score books from the Knock 'Em Out trilogy down here, I will have to rearrange my shelves again, but that's a future problem. And then down here we do have my mystery thriller, in a way horror, I guess if there's any horror on here, more so Stephen King, and then my mystery Christian over there. Leading in, we do have more of like historical fiction, miscellaneous autobiography, memoirs. A lot of these historical fictions though are also Christian based, so we have Christian all the way over here. This is actually just Christian with military style books in the middle. I do like that setup. I've had that setup for I think a couple months now. These two being together and then this one being separated, but the different genres together. I think that works out good. And then I did have this shelf exactly like this, but all the way up here earlier, I think a couple months ago as well. And I did like how it worked out. I was trying to change it up, but since I decided to do what I did with the Nicholas Sparks, I pretty much just left it. And that is everything that I have for this video. That is my full bookshelf reorganized with me. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I really feel like in the future, if I get more space, more shelves, or if I can dwindle my physical TBR, get it down from 2 bookshelves down to 1, I feel like it's just going to be so much better. And I know it's 1 book at a time. Try and tackle whatever you can tackle. That is good. If you can't tackle, stop buying. In theory, would be the right thing to do. But thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in another video here on my channel. Merry Christmas, and of course, God bless.